Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I am going to introduce you to one of my favorite people who just happens to live in the great state of Texas. She lives down the road because in Texas, it's so big. If you're less than 5 hours away, you are our neighbor. Like we will even say that you're a suburb of where we live. And Haley Stewart lives in Waco. So we're going to just go ahead and call that. Joanna Gaines is my neighbor at this point is really what I'm trying to get to. But Haley is here. You might know her as, you've got a lot of nicknames, Haley. I don't know even what to say for her. There's Carrots, there's, I'm going to stop there. She's an author. She's a speaker. She's an MC, which is why I first met her. She probably doesn't even know that. And now she's a traveling guru. So everyone, please welcome Haley Stewart. Pretend she's walking from behind a curtain. Welcome, Haley.
Thanks so much for having me. This is fun.
Yeah,
in studio.
Yeah, we're in studio. We're like a real. We're gonna get there. You're gonna come back, and every time you come back, I want you to see how it's changed and what we're doing. Hopefully, we'll have a green room one day. I don't know, but I like people out, with everybody. I don't know. We're people. So
yeah, we're having fun here.
We're having fun. This is fun. So, I am really interested to know about this new part of your life because you're already an adventurer. I would like to say, if I were to name what you are in the interwebs, I would call you Haley the Adventurer.
I really appreciate that because that's not how I think of myself at all.
Really?
I am like the not risk taker in my family, in my
you almost have a crazy
in
family.
my marriage. I guess I should say
that's because he makes spirits.
He makes whiskey.
He makes whiskey.
That's his job.
We like him.
So yeah, he makes whiskey and he keeps bees, which I feel like,
and he has a beard.
He has a beard.
Yeah.
So there's lots of adventure.
Yeah.
Happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the one who throws children up in the air and I'm like, be careful. And he's like, do or don't be careful. I'm like, So I feel like, yeah, maybe I'm an adventurer, but also in my family, I'm like the
calm one?
No, not the calm one, the anxious one.
The anxious one.
There could be something unsafe happening here.
Popping Xanax.
Yes, that would be me.
So he's the adventurer, but you say yes to the adventures. This kind of reminds me of, God says to us, look, here's what I need from you. I just need you to say yes. Okay. And that's what I feel like he's teaching you in your marriage.
Yeah, maybe so. I feel like a lot of times I have the like risk aversion, but I see the adventure and I say yes. Like I'm on board. I don't have to be convinced. I just have to get over my like
anxiety.
Something bad could happen.
Yeah. No, and I have anxiety. So we take that very seriously on the show because I talk about it a lot on social media. I know you talk about it, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to have fun. Not that anxiety isn't a blast. It is. Everyone in America has it for a reason.
It's a good time.
Right. It just gave us something to do during the pandemic. But besides that, and we're not going to talk about this. People can go listen to the interview I did with you on my podcast to get the backstory of the farm situation that you moved to and you had a family bucket for your bathroom. It's Jen Fulweiler's favorite thing about you.
She got to experience it.
She used the bucket?
She came to the farm.
Wait, did we talk about that? I think we might have talked about this.
Maybe.
Yes. We need to talk about that again.
Yes.
Jen also gets talked about on the show a lot. She's a secret partner in the show. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. She's an executive producer that has nothing to do with it, and her name is not at all involved. Jen's like, stop it. Anyway, but moving on from the farm, and you guys can go listen to that little. We'll tag that somewhere. I want to talk about this new part of your life because you are an author, but now you're like an author. Like, okay. And y'all know what I mean by that. Like I just envision you being in Waco, reading from your journal, with a glass of wine and there's candle light everywhere. And people have sat there and they snap.
Can I give you
There's
like the actual
snapping.
Picture of what it's like? Okay.
So don't ruin this for me.
It's more like my kids are downstairs. Well, we live in a one-story house. I made it sound like we live in a two-story house.
Well, that's what downstairs.
They're on the floor, on the ground.
They're downstairs. They're under the couch. The children are in
They're in
cabinets.
our home, which is one
We put them under rugs.
But we have a little attic that is not finished at all.
So it's 2-story.
It's, well, kind of. There's stairs to a space.
Yeah.
Like basically a crawl space.
Yes.
And
Claire Robinson will say it's 2-story. She's the resident architect for the show.
So during the pandemic, when I couldn't really leave our house, I would just climb into the attic with like the mice and roaches. And I would sit up there. Right? I could still get internet. And I would like write next to like a kayak paddle and like off-season clothes. And I'm like up there listening for mice. Like that is actually what it's like. So it's very glamorous.
But that, good. Well, you ruined nothing for me. But this is, I think, what inspired you for the series that you're writing. Mm-hmm. And I want you to touch on that because it's really the cutest thing ever. And I know you probably don't want to say too much about the series, and we're not really
share about it.
focusing. Share about it. Just,
okay.
Just give a little teaser.
So what happened was pre-pandemic, I had a dream. It came to me in a dream, which is not my usual. Like, don't think that it's like
usually have angels sweep down from
like
heaven.
The Holy Spirit just really speaks to me in mystical ways all the time. No, I did wake up from this dream and I was like, Daniel, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, Daniel, mouse nuns. And he was like, I don't know what's happening right now. I was like, mouse nuns, and they live underneath the floorboards of G.K. Chesterton's house. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, I just had this idea. I had a dream about mouse nuns. So then during the pandemic, I went up to the attic to hide from my children. And
did you see her get excited? She was
so
like,
excited.
It was the best part of the pandemic. We're very pro-family on this show, so we're pro-life.
So I started writing it out, and it was so fun because it kind of wrote itself.
With the mice.
The mice, like these the mice speak to me.
Are you Giselle from Enchanted? What is the name of that Disney film? Yeah. What is it? Enchanted? Okay, good. Now I'll have that in my head. You just spin around Central Park in a fluffy dress.
That's mostly what it's like. That's very much like my life.
Talking to rodents.
And so, yeah.
You just lost your book contract after this episode. Don't let them see this interview.
Well, the fun thing is that the Daughters of St. Paul are publishing the book. So it's Human Nuns are publishing the Mouse Nuns, and the nuns get really excited about it. So we just had like a Zoom where the nuns were trying to decide, should the mice nuns' ears be inside or outside of their habit?
No.
And it's just like, this is the cutest thing ever. And I love that this is happening. So it's been a blast.
Who knew? So thank you, pandemic. Who knew that that's why it happened? This is why the pandemic happened. The rest of the world is angry, but the Catholics are excited.
Books are coming soon. You're going to be like, this was worth it. This is so worth it.
This and the chandelier. No, okay, that is fantastic. You also added travel guru to your name because at this point, I'm just going to buy you a stick with a flag on it. Like at Disney World, when you see like the people from Brazil, it's always Brazil because they're always on like winter holiday when we're there for the summer. I don't know. I made that up. I don't know if that's why it's always like these South American countries.
We haven't been to Disney as much.
What are you saying? Do you follow me on social media and know that I go every other day? It's fine. It's fine. Other people are going to put their children in college. My children know what to eat at Disney World. They will not have educations. But I do. I want to just get you one of those like, pilgrimage flags. And I just want to always have you walking around Waco or wherever you are with a group of people just following your flag. Because this is what you do now, I feel like. I feel like now you're leading like 17 pilgrimages. Like, is it pilgrimages? Like how many? It's like poinsettia. It's
pilgrimage.
Like I don't know. It's a long word. So I haven't been asked.
It's pretty wild. So here's what happened.
Yeah, tell me the things.
So a few months ago, the pandemic was starting to go
dream?
away. No, it wasn't a dream, but it was a mystical thing. There's like the two mystical things that have ever happened to me.
Come on.
Ever. I'm sharing them like all here. So I'm like, hey, St. Joseph, it's your year. Okay.
Maybe you're not busy.
I love you. He's my guy. And I was like, this is a dumb thing, but I've never been to Europe. And I want to go so bad. So like in 2022, could you put in a good word for me in the going to Europe? I'm like, either we can like save a bunch of money and then I can go, or like, I was just like, it's just really important to me. And I know it's silly, but I'm just throwing it out there. Okay.
Are you serious right now?
Yes. So I threw this out there And
you know how many people
Daniel
are going
and
to do this now, and then I'm going to get letters like, "Dear Liv, I tried to do what Haley did, and St. Joseph didn't even get me to Detroit."
So
Thanks,
Daniel
Haley.
and I started talking about maybe we could save up and go to the UK, and we like kind of had some ideas. And then I got an email from Select International Tours because they've been putting together pilgrimages for
ever
years and years and years and years. Yes, it's what they do. And they were like, "Hey, would you and Christy, who's my fabulous podcast co-host?"
Oh, what is the name of your podcast?
It's Fountains of Carrots.
There's the carrots part I was trying to say earlier.
So they're like, "Do you and Christy want to craft a pilgrimage to England where you can go to all the literary sites that you talk about in your podcast and these authors that you love?" And I was like, obviously, yes. Like, what am I going to say? Like, no, I don't want to go to England.
I'm busy
like,
in
and go see
2020.
Jane Austen's house. That doesn't appeal to me at all. So I was like, "Christy, guess what?" She was like, "That's not real. Like, that's not going to happen." I was like, "It is going to happen." And she's like, "They're never going to let me out of Canada. I'm stuck
Oh,
here
that's true. I
forever."
told you, 2027.
So she's like, "I'll believe it when we're there." I think she's like halfway believes it at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, June 2022, we're going to England. And then on top of that, St. Joseph was like, "Would you also like to go to France?" And I was like, "Yes, St. Joseph." So,
man, y'all are really tight.
yeah, this is crazy. So the tour,
Changing my devotion. What's St.
it's like,
Anthony
"Would you
ever
like
done
to
for
also
me?
come as a leader on Claire Swinarski's Catholic feminist pilgrimage to France?" And I was like,
Catherine
"Yes."
Whitaker,
Catherine Whitaker.
Danielle Noonan.
Yes.
All the cool kids
Chica.
are going.
Chica's going.
Chica's
Yes.
going.
So it's really exciting.
Y'all are going
And
on a boat.
it's a cruise, a river cruise on the Seine. And
What?
I know. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
And that's happening soon.
It's happening soon. It's October 17th is when we're leaving. And I have my fingers crossed that my passport will be back in time. Every week I have a dream about my passport not getting here. So that's been fun.
Just tell St. Joseph.
Yes.
He's obviously in the line. He's just standing in that queue for you.
And so, yeah, apparently that's happening. And I'm so excited.
I'm excited for
I'm
you.
just going to go in cathedrals and cry. That's like on my to-do list.
Are you going to
France.
pray there? No.
I'm just going to wander
Just weep.
around and just be like, "It's so beautiful. I wanted to come here my whole life. Thank you, St. Joseph." So that's my plan.
So now can I see you with a journal just sitting there and
I don't
reading
journal
to the children? I don't know.
I want to
mean,
be the person who's like, "These are thoughts just for myself that I don't need to share with anyone."
That's so
But that's
you.
not what I do.
But I need you
I'm
to
like,
be that.
I'm like, everyone, I had a thought and I'm
No.
sending it on Instagram. Like, that's me. I don't like keep things to
You
myself.
invented social media. Also, your face is perfect for a beret.
Oh, thank you.
I mean that in the
no one
best
has
way
ever
possible.
told me that before.
I don't understand why there isn't a beret permanently on your head, like at all times, and you should be in stripes.
Well, I always
don't know what's
feel like
happening.
a hat is a good idea.
You-
and then I try it on and it's not a good idea.
No.
It's such a bad idea.
It's because you have your lashes right now.
Oh, maybe
and it would
Okay, I have to say, you do lashes a lot.
no magnetic.
I hardly ever do lashes.
Magnetic.
And I did them yesterday because I was filming something and I was like, well, I'll do them today
Yours
because I'm
look
going on
really good.
Liv's show. And I feel like a fraud. I feel like it's
know.
just like
I know.
a lie. They're fake. I'm a fake.
What else is fake?
Yeah.
Yeah. These lips, I didn't really do that color. This is Maybelline. I need to tell everybody everything.
Yeah, I need to like get over it, but right now it feels very fraudulent.
But your hair color is what Jesus
Also,
birthed
no,
you
this is
with. No, I'm
completely
kidding.
fake.
That's why I'm saying, like, I love that the
Everything's
lashes are
fake.
bothered.
I know, right? It's like
But this
pink
color
hair,
is real.
I'm totally comfortable with this pink hair, but like the lashes are a bridge too far.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I am a liar. I love it, but that's okay. We're confessing here.
Yeah, here we
We're getting
are.
all
It's
the
the couch,
It's a
you
safe
know?
space.
It's the couch.
I'm basically Diane Sawyer. Tell me about third grade. No, I'm kidding. No, but okay. Here's what's so great about this whole pilgrimage thing, and here's what I really want us to focus on. We're gonna play a game later, just you and me, and I'm excited about that. But I'm not gonna talk about that right now. I'm going to talk about how great it is that you are taking your two loves, Catholicism and Jane Austen, and they're having a baby in June of 2022.
It's so true.
It really
It's so
is true. I mean, is she your favorite author?
She's
One
in my
of.
top five. Top five for
What
sure.
are your top five?
Maybe Evelyn Waugh,
I'm going to act like I know who that is. That's cool.
Flannery O'Connor,
Okay, I've heard that.
Sigrid Undset, probably.
No, that's hard.
And those are okay. The top four. She's in my top four.
Jane Austen.
Jane Austen, Evelyn Waugh, Sigrid Undset, Flannery O'Connor.
And that's it. We're done.
That's my top 4.
Okay, we're done.
I mean, I could go on forever. How long is your
Mary
show?
Lunenburg, number 5. Catherine.
All of my friends.
Haley Stewart. You're an author. You could be, it's like voting for yourself in school for like student council.
Or like wearing your own band's t-shirt.
I think you should. Know? If I had a band, we all know I would be wearing that t-shirt, which is why I don't have one. And I can't sing. It's fine. I'm not bitter. So, but I love this. I really do and I think that's what you do so well on your social media space, besides sharing your lovely thoughts out of your brain that I want in a journal with a beret, is that you really take your loves, you take your faith, and then what you love about the planet, which Jesus made Jane Austen, you know what I mean? Like, he did. So I feel like that's religious, you know, but you take these loves and you put them together. So is that how it feels, is now that you're crafting this like trip?
Yeah. It's going to be fabulous. I'm going to cry when I go to Jane Austen's house, obviously. Are you
going to wear an A-line dress?
Well, I'm going to have the bonnet, definitely the bonnet. Yes. And I think I would look fantastic in Regency era clothing. Like those Empire waisted.
I love that you say all the. That's what I meant.
Empire waisted. Yeah,
my mother knew what I meant.
I want Empire waisted flowing gowns. Okay. Sometimes I'm like, Daniel, can I dress like I'm in Jane Austen? And he's like, whatever you want. Like, it's fine, I guess. Like, just do what makes you happy, But I'm always like,
I think you could. I think you could pull it off, but I definitely think you should. I think this should be a dress-up trip. And now I just lost half of the people for you. You had it all filled up, and now people are backing out. Or they're going to be coming in droves. They've waited their whole lives for this moment. Okay, so that's what we want. We want you an Empire and then you need a beret
some kind of
for
bonnet.
France.
Well,
and you need a bonnet
for
these
England.
are 2 different trips.
Yes.
I'm getting confused. You have
I might just wear Jane Austen clothes to France too.
I think you should.
It'd be a conversation starter with the French. So
what do you find that's similar in these 2 spots of your heart? Do they come together?
Yeah,
and
they
hold
totally come
hands?
together. So I just got to write a book that I turned in just a few weeks ago called Jane Austen's Genius Guide to Life.
And there's where we were going.
And
look at that setup, huh?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. So it's basically how Jane Austen can teach us how to be holy.
So ever thought that was going to be a book? Certainly not Jane. Maybe she did.
Maybe she did.
Maybe
she's looking down on us now.
She might. Can you give us a little, like an exclusive
I can give you an exclusive
nugget.
Peek. So basically, we're diving into Jane Austen's novels and seeing what vices characters are overcoming with what virtues they're learning and how that makes us the people that God created us to be. So we see them through the acquisition of virtue become more the people God made them by leaving these vices behind and embracing holiness and moving, closer to Jesus.
This is why Mr. Darcy gets so hot at the end of the book.
Yes, absolutely.
And is so delicious at the end of the film.
Yes. And so they both,
now I know.
Darcy.
It was a religious experience I was having whilst listening to Mr. Darcy say, I love you ardently. And I just wept.
It's so good. It's so good. But Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy, they're both overcoming their pride.
You're right.
And through that, they're becoming more the people God made them and more able to be in a relationship with each other and with God. And
you should write a book on this.
Yeah. I'm going to work on that.
So speaking
that in my journal.
With your beret. Speaking of Pride and Prejudice and one of the greatest films of all time, we have a little bit of difference of opinion. Listen, I know we don't all love Keira Knightley, but she crushed it in that film.
I just agree to disagree, Liv.
We are bringing the fight from Instagram onto the couch. Gloves are coming off.
Well, the thing is, you haven't seen
I haven't.
The BBC miniseries with Colin Firth and Jennifer L.
I don't even know her.
Okay, she's wonderful. And she is Elizabeth Bennet. After you watch it, you'll be like,
I'll never see it again.
Knightley.
Okay,
I just can't. I'll listen to the soundtrack, but I can't watch her pretend to be
best
Elizabeth
soundtrack
Bennet.
ever.
So good.
Best.
So good.
Fun fact, Nathan and I listen to it every night going to bed. He puts it on every night.
It's beautiful.
It is fantastic.
It's a beautiful film.
Yes.
I can't do Keira. I can't do Keira. I can't with her. And yeah.
No, I don't hate you for that because there's a guy on the internet that does the best Keira Knightley impression. Have you seen him?
Drake. I love him.
I can't breathe. I cannot breathe.
His Keira Knightley impressions. Like we are watching him And you're like, you've become Keira Knightley.
Yeah, I'm confused.
You are Keira.
I have questions.
Every facial expression, it's amazing.
Nails it. Okay, I'm going to post. I have to. He is so good at it.
So funny.
And when she runs a cafe and he's taking orders, I can't, you guys. It's just lovely. It's just fun. I want him to go on your trip.
I'll see what I can do.
That would be a blast. We are solving so many things here today. You're getting a stick with a flag.
So many good ideas.
A beret. Why they're paying me the big bucks. No one at all, because I'm in my garage. So I'm very excited about all this. I want people to know, where can they sign up and where can they follow you and read all the things. You have so many projects. I can't even list
going
them.
on right now.
I'm not going to be your manager. That sounds hard. Just go find her. I don't know.
Yeah, you can find me
what are you not doing? Yeah.
You can find me on social media. I'm at Haley Carrots on Twitter and Instagram. And I don't really do Facebook anymore because why would we do that to ourselves, you know? Twitter and Instagram at Haley Carrots. And then you can find the tours. If you go to Select International Tours, just search Haley Stewart and it'll pop up with the two tours.
Both are with Select.
Mm-hmm. Both are with Select.
That's good to know.
So you can just find information about both of them
and
on
select
my page.
Which one you want.
There we go. There we go.
I'm available. Select tours. I've always wanted to go to Africa. I really do. I think that would be really fun.
I've been.
Okay. Have you really?
I have.
With a tour?
No. I went with like a church trip in high school.
Oh my gosh.
To Uganda, and we were installing solar lighting systems.
Can we do that as a trip?
Sure.
Oh, come on. You gotta act excited. Select is gonna want us. They're always like, I don't know. We go to Botswana because that's where Prince Harry went all the time with Meghan Markle.
We could do
that
In
trip.
the Steps of Meghan tour.
Yeah, I'm sure we will not be allowed in Africa. Okay, when we come back, we're going to play a game, and it involves food. So nobody move. And if you're not watching, you're going to want to turn on the YouTube. Okay, you guys? So everybody, you are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison.